wish-a-thon.com, and 877-272-9474 is where you can go to donate online or on the phone line and join the Wish Club. Check out our entire sports auction bidding going on right now at radiowishes.com. And we are now pleased to be joined by Joella and Minta Dwyer, telling and sharing a story. Thank you guys for coming on in. I feel like we just did the interview during the break because we were having more fun talking with the microphones off.
Yeah, it was great.
But thanks for coming on in and sharing the story.
Yeah, of course. Nice to see you, Billy.
Joella, now we heard a lot about you from our friend Forrest, that you were going to come on in here and potentially take our jobs.
Possibly.
Potentially overshadow everybody on in here.
Yeah.
So, as Mom said, blunt, agreeable, mildly sarcastic, and intelligent.
Yeah, are you happy with the way
those are the qualifications
on the sheet there?
I mean, I feel like it's pretty accurate. Actually. It's not wrong.
Now, and Mom, you had said that it had been quite some time since you guys had come on in here to share your story. Can you take us back to, it was like 8 years ago, and Joella, you're now 15?
Yep.
So that was pretty quickly right after you guys had the wish granted to come on in here. What drove you to come and share your story here today?
Well, really, I don't know, fame. But also, I really...
There's mildly sarcastic.
Yeah,
okay.
but I remember being one of those kids in, that hospital bed, worried about what was going to happen to me, worried about all my surgeries and the doctor's appointments, and the joy of being able to do something that I really, really loved, and being able to experience something that I never even knew was real. Like, I didn't know that Harry Potter was a real place, and being able to go there as a kid was, a big dream of mine. And then actually getting there was amazing, phenomenal.
So that was your wish? That was what you did?
Yeah, because I mean, when I was in the hospital after every major appointment or surgery, my dad would get into my hospital bed with me, sometimes against Mom's wishes, and he would read me the Harry Potter books, because they would make me happy, and they brought me comfort when I wasn't consolable. I hated MRIs because I hated having to go under anesthetic, because you just feel so out of control. And having my dad read to me about somebody that was in control all the time just made me feel safe, made me feel brave, kept me going.
Harry Potter was the Wish Harry Potter world you attended. So am I safe in assuming you've read every book, you've seen every movie?
Yeah.
How do you like the way that it ended?
Oh, I don't know. Okay, personally, I think that it's a little insane that Ron wasn't more apprehensive about Harry marrying his sister. Because personally, if my best friend wanted to marry my little sister, I'd be very upset.
Be a little strange, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You don't date your friend's sister. That's so weird.
It seemed like just go ahead, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I was a little bit befuzzled and irritated, but I still read them and I still watch them because of nostalgia. Sometimes it's really, JK, you couldn't have
that's how we wrote it at the end there in the coffee shop.
Yeah, you couldn't have maybe not retconned everything at the end. I don't know.
So, Mom, as Joella said, sometimes against your wishes there. Tell us a little bit about the diagnosis and what that run was like, because we talk so much about how different life becomes after, but in the midst there, you're minute by minute, hour by hour focused right on her.
Yes. So she was diagnosed at age 4 after about 6 months of us trying to figure out what was going on. We finally got her diagnosis. And when we met her incredibly brilliant neurosurgeon, he put the C-collar on her, because part of what a Chiari malformation is that the base of her brain tunnels into her spinal column. So when they put a cervical collar on, it lifts her head up off her shoulders, and it was like the lights came back on within 5 to 6 hours.
Wow.
Our girl was very different. But it took a whole lot of therapy. It was a couple of years of at least 3 to 4 appointments a week of occupational therapy, speech therapy, physical therapy, cranial sacral therapy, chiropractic visits, anything we could do. Anything we could do. And it all kind of culminated in a major surgery right after she turned 6. She had what's called a Chiari decompression. And so they take out part of her cervical column and kind of shave off the base of her brain, essentially.
I had a tail.
She had
in
a
my
tail.
head.
That's what she likes to say.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has a very cool zipper scar. A lot of people with Chiaris call themselves
I can show you
zipper
if you wanna
heads
see it after.
because it's a pretty
Yeah,
neat.
kind of do as
Yeah, it's
bad
pretty
as
cool.
that sounds. Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
it's
it's
cool.
a pretty neat scar. But yeah, it was the Make-A-Wish trip ended up being kind of like this exclamation point at the end of a very long, very arduous kind of step-by-step few years. And really after that, it was all kind of uphill, honestly. She's done really fantastically since the surgery. So
it's amazing.
yeah, it's
Now-
been wonderful.
Now I'm interested, 15 years old. You sound like you're so prepared for this world. Like you've already faced challenges much more difficult than I could have ever faced. And you took it head on and you are much stronger because of it. What are your plans? What are you going to get into? Like, what are you going to school for?
Well, I don't know. I've kind of thought about in recent years going into politics because the world around us is so disrupted and so corrupt and unaware because current elected officials like to keep us unaware. And I don't want to do that. I want to help people with disabilities, people in disenfranchised neighborhoods, queer kids, Black kids like me that don't get the opportunity that their white or straight or cis peers have. And
that's after she takes your jobs, though.
Yeah,
I was gonna say,
after I take your jobs.
You're going to do anything and everything you want to achieve in this
Thank
world.
you.
For that, to John's point, for the perseverance that you showed at such a young age, to come out of it as so, I mean, together. This is what I want to be when I grow up.
Oh,
I mean, goodness
She
gracious.
wants to help people.
Oh
She
my
wants to help
God.
people.
Help people.
It's amazing when you talk about what you went through and what you had to overcome, and that coming out of that, you want to help others. That's truly impressive.
Yeah.
It's admirable. What would you like to tell our listeners out there about Make-A-Wish and why it's so important in order to help others?
Make-A-Wish made me feel like I could be something when at a time I thought I was just going to be a sick kid forever because, you know, like I said in the last broadcast, I was incredibly cynical for a 6-year-old. And I thought that I'd never get better. I thought that I'd always be sick and always be powerless. And being able to do something and see something that I never thought possible made me feel strong again. And any kid that could be listening right now that's in that hospital bed, that's in those appointments, that's going under that god awful anesthetic, you deserve to feel strong. And Make-A-Wish and Give Kids the World can do that. That's why it's important, because it makes kids feel happy, and kids deserve to be happy.
Minty, you have to just be remarkably proud. I mean, unbelievably proud of this young girl.
Yeah.
Wow.
On the way here, she said she wished she would have had a different wish. I said, what would you have wished for? And she said, well, something for you. And I said, that wish was for me. I mean,
to see her
your kid
enjoying that
so
at that
happy
moment.
and so full of nothing but glee for a week was amazing.
Well, Joella, I'm voting for you. You got my vote, and I do.
Indeed.
My fiance laughs at me. She goes, "You really go and vote every single time." And once I see Joella Dwyer up on the ballot, I'm very excited to be able to see that.
Oh my goodness.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank
You don't understand how much good you did here today, sharing that story, and
Yeah.
the way that you did
Of
it.
course.
There's not a dry eye driving around here listening on the game 1070, 97.3, the game across our network of stations. So thank you guys so much for coming in here and sharing that story.
Of course. No problem.
what I want to be when I grow up. Joella Dwyer right over here.
Thank
Holy
you.
cow.
Thank you.
RadioWishes.com and 877-272-9474 is how you get involved. It's our Make-A-Wish Wish-A-Thon presented by Kessler's Diamonds. You're listening to 9 to Noon on the Game.
No one could take